Alright dudes, what up? This video is not going to be an easy one to make. I've been trying to think all week how to approach this video because it's a very intense topic and I feel like I don't do serious topics justice. Let's start with what happened last week and why am I making a video about it. There was a guy called George Floyd who was executed in public by a white police officer. George Floyd was an African American man, and the whole time he was being arrested, he was pleading for his life, explaining that he couldn't breathe. The white police officer knelt on his neck until he was dead. And this happened in broad daylight, and his crime was allegedly using a forged $20 bill in a store. It turns out the cop knew George Floyd, and they worked together for 17 years. If you've been living under a rock and you've somehow stumbled across this video and don't know what's going on, basically the whole of America and the whole world is rioting currently. There are peaceful protests being escalated in some areas of the world, mostly in American cities. So the protests are about Black Lives Matter, the movement, trying to abolish racism because racism shouldn't exist anymore. The protests are also about police brutality because police are breaking the law every single day and getting away with it because they are the law. First off, I'm not going to show anybody getting hurt in these videos. This video is going to focus on undercover police in the riots, pretending to be protesters and breaking things, trying to make it look like the peaceful protesters are starting to riot. They're instigating, they're trying to cause riots. I've gathered as much footage as I could find of undercovers, but we'll start off with this. This is footage of George laying on the ground. I'm gonna have to censor George because he is dead. Two police officers get out the back of the ambulance. They don't even check his vitals, they don't check if he's alive. They just kind of roll him onto a stretcher, put him in the back of the ambulance, and then have a chat, and then leave. There were no ambulance sirens, no medical. They aren't EMTs, they're not paramedics. They didn't check his vitals, they didn't do any kind of assistance or medical assistance on the spot. They just presumed he was dead and moved on. These guys are armed and wearing bulletproof vests. They're not medics, they're cops. Two cops got out of the back of an ambulance. Why is no one talking about that? That means, or that makes it look like this whole thing is staged. It makes it look like they planned all of this. Now, all four of the officers that were involved in the killing have been prosecuted and jailed. We'll see what actually happens though and if any of that's actually true. That's the first suspicious thing, so we'll start off with that to get it out the way. Alright, now we'll move on to the undercovers. This is an undercover cop in Minnesota. This guy goes to an AutoZone, which is like a car repair shop, and he starts smashing windows. Now there's a peaceful protest going on. This guy is wearing basically Hong Kong riot gear. Nobody else in America had adopted this style yet. He's like the first one to really do it. Gas mask, all black, umbrella. Turns out this guy is called Jacob Peterson of the St. Paul Police Department, and he was identified by his ex-wife. He's undercover, basically smashing windows, trying to incite a riot, and the peaceful protesters were trying to stop this guy. So that was number one, that was the first person to get caught. And since then, all the undercovers have been very sneaky. And this is the second one that I found. This is in Washington, D.C.
Hey, were you at the protest?
Yes.
As a protester?
Huh?
As a protester? As a cop?
Journalist.
As a journalist? I saw you just getting out of a police truck.
That's not a police truck.
That's not a police truck?
No.
Who are you with? What?
CNN.
Oh, okay.
Who are you with?
Myself?
Yeah. Were you protesting tonight or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How'd it go for you?
Pretty good. All right, let's go see if this is CNN. Is that the protest that way?
Yes, sir.
Who are you guys with?
Just hanging out.
Are you cops?
No.
You're not? No. You seem like cops.
No, thank you very much.
Are you CNN?
We're just hanging out, bro.
You're not. Are you CNN?
We're just hanging out.
Your friend just told me you were CNN,
Oh, okay. Who's our
but you're not, so he lied to me.
Who's our friend?
The guy who just got out of here and was dressed like a protester. I'm just a guy. I'm a DC resident. My name's Max. So you're undercover cops and you're sending people into the protests who are dressed like protesters, and he's lying to me and telling me he's a journalist, which is very bad for the journalistic profession, I would say. Okay, so those are cops, and you got a guy who just got out and said he was with CNN. So basically he's putting all reporters in danger. He was dressed as a protester.
Just saying that they're hanging out. They're just hanging out. And then they roll up the window and ignore him. So this third one, these are undercovers dressed as protesters, and they're antagonizing the police. They're trying to invoke a reaction. It seems like the police know who this person is. He's very easily identifiable by the police. But you can see he's bothering everyone, trying to get a reaction. He's instigating. He's trying to make other people do what he's doing. And it's just not working out.
That shit happened. This man is still instigating. He's still at the front.
Yeah, turns out he was an undercover. That's a good find. Well done to that person. Now we're moving on to the part that I really enjoy, is watching cops break things and blaming it on protesters. Here we have video of police breaking a shop window for literally no reason. Try and justify any of this that you're watching. And here's another one. Multiple cops smashing the windshield of a cop car. Now, I read a lot of comments saying that the windshield was already broken and they were trying to get rid of it. But what you do when you have a broken windshield is you push it from the inside. Otherwise, all the glass goes inside your car. So you push from the inside with your feet and break it outwards, and it kind of all falls out. These guys have clearly never watched a movie before. Or they're trying to make it look like the protesters broke their car. You can see now how all the cops are moving in to distract. All the cameras are now focusing on them. It's very sneaky. Here's another one. A news reporter caught a county sheriff smashing a parked car. This helicopter captured it, and as it's happening, you see right there, I'll zoom in, the chopper pans away. Funny. It's like the media and the police are on the same side. Who'd have thought it? Here's another one. New York City police breaking into a jewelry store.
So here we are witnessing NYPD's finest.
No explanation for this one. Doesn't look like there's any fire there. Doesn't look like anyone had already broken in and stolen anything. It kind of looks like they're opening a hole to allow looting. Now, why would they do that? This is something that police do often, especially in protest scenarios. When they know that they are about to break the law, or they are doing something that will get them fired, if they are caught, they will hide their name tags and their badge numbers. This guy called them out for it.
What's your name, sir? What's your name? You have no rank, you have no name.
Oh yeah, and they're also not wearing body cams, which they are legally obliged to wear.
Where's your body cam? Where's your body cam? I'm not supposed to have one.
Shout out to this guy for catching this, like catching it on camera.
A body cam.
They're all scumbags, man. They're all scumbags.
He's got a name. We got our name blacked out here.
If you decided to become a police officer in your life, something seriously went wrong when you were young.
Badge number gone.
So there you go, see how he's velcroed over his name? And on his badge number, he put a tape over it. It's so evil. Her too, there's tape on that one. Funny. Chicago police hiding their identity. I wonder why they'd want to do that. Usually this happens, I've seen this a lot in Hong Kong as well. They'll hide their names and numbers because they're about to break the law. They're about to do something very illegal. They don't want to get any in trouble for it. So if any of you out there are attending these protests, or well, now riots, if you're attending any of this stuff, please be aware that there is an alternative agenda. I'll get into my theory once I've shown you all these clips. I just want you guys to kind of see some context before I start talking about my real thoughts. A Toronto city worker finds police officers placing rocks on the curb amid oncoming protesters.
You're putting rocks over there on purpose. Why are you putting them right there though? Because you know people are going to be at Nathan Phillips Square. You should be putting rocks right there. That's on purpose. That's on purpose. You're putting rocks over there on purpose, right there. You shouldn't be putting rocks over there. If the city's going to come clean that up, it's not your job. It's not your job. I work for the city, so it's not your job to put rocks over there. You're doing that on purpose. Look at this. I can't believe this. Honestly, this is sad. You guys are Canadian. You guys are doing this. This is sad, man. This is really sad. On purpose, right there in the middle of the street. You're honestly putting rocks over there.
This happened in Canada. Like, this guy is calling them out for it because they're just placing rocks on the sidewalk, ready for when the protesters come by. Okay, here we go. This is filmed from a skyscraper. Police unloading bricks from the back of a police truck.
Bricks? That, or they're doing that for undercover police officers that are getting involved in the protests.
And here we go. This is the first one that I saw. This guy notices that there are bricks on the sidewalk.
This the setup.
And yeah, you're not falling for it. There's no construction in that area.
Where do them bricks go to? Where do them bricks go to?
We gotta do better. Ain't no damn construction. Gotta do better.
It's good. It's good that this stuff is being captured because they're putting out bait. It's kind of like a cop hiding in a bush, putting some drugs on the floor and waiting for someone to pick it up so that they can arrest them for the drugs. They're just baiting, and it seems to not be working. Okay, now this kind of annoyed me. These cops are smashing medical supplies and water bottles that were left there for protesters.
We will be enforcing the law. Please leave the area peacefully and you will not be harmed.
Like, okay, sure, it's kind of scummy. Why would you just waste all that water and just leave a bunch of trash on the ground? They're really just trying to break morale. They don't want people getting Medicare. Now we're moving on to kind of the questionable stuff that I saw that I just have no answers for. A young woman being kidnapped by heavily armed men. There's about 10 men here, a few of them wearing police badges and a few not. They're just throwing this woman around like a rag doll and launched her into an unmarked minivan. Like, that's not a cop car. This is literally an abduction happening right now. And I have no details for you. I found this on Reddit. I have no details. I don't know what's going on. You just heard the guy saying, if you follow us, we will shoot you. Like, what is going on? Why is this woman being kidnapped? Is this, again, staged? Are they just trying to make people angry? Because they know that this stuff's being filmed. Everything's being filmed. So are they doing it on purpose? Like, why would this happen? Why would you need 10 guys to abduct someone? Doesn't make any sense. This is something funny that I found on Twitter yesterday. This guy called out the Austin Police Department because they tweeted, "We can't express enough how grateful we are to serve you, Austin. Our officers have been working hard around the clock during these unprecedented times. And thank everyone who took the time to write and make our day a little brighter." Well, this guy called them out. He said, no stamps. Didn't bother to vary the handwriting, and envelopes are all the same size as if they were bought in bulk. Police lying publicly again. Why would they do that? Very funny. They're trying to win back the public, and it's not working. Now, this is the only kind of police brutality clip that I'll put in this video because I don't want it to get flagged. If it gets flagged, it'll be 18 plus, and then nobody will be able to see it. This is a lone protester. He's on his own. Gets pepper sprayed to the face, and then they shoot a flashbang at him point blank range in the head. I've never seen that happen before. Like, that's so evil. Like, when you can't shoot your gun, you just shoot a flashbang in someone's face. Absolutely psychos. The whole reason this is happening is because of police brutality, and the way they respond is with more brutality. It's like they don't learn. You can't hold them accountable because there's no one above them. Okay, now that I've shown you all of that, I've given you some context. I would now like to explain what I think is going on. From everything that I've read and witnessed this week, I believe that this was set up. This was a setup to impose martial law. So martial law is a military government involving the suspension of ordinary law. So basically the military take control of normal civilian life, and they suspend civil law by the government. You can already see in America, Trump is rolling out the military. They are on the street corners. I used to live on this street. This street is usually full of tourists. Now it's full of armed military men.
Literally the National Guard. This is not... I'm just driving down Hollywood Boulevard, everyone.
COVID didn't work. It didn't keep us indoors long enough. I believe that the governments of the world have been trying to see how far their power reaches, how much control they really have. So they released a virus on purpose. As a result, they make us stay indoors. Most countries followed this. Sweden didn't. Shout out to Sweden. But most countries enforced a mandatory lockdown. And I'm currently still in lockdown. I've been here for 3+ months now. America started easing off. I guess whoever's in power did not like that. So what they did is they staged a murder. I do believe a man died, yes, but they staged it. It was planned. They knew that a white police officer killing a black man is going to start riots. There were riots in '92 in LA for the same thing. There was a video that was released of like 5 or 6 policemen beating a black man in the middle of the night for drunk driving. And the man survived. The police officers, they were all proved innocent. And that started a lot of rioting in LA. People died, a lot of buildings got burnt to the ground, and like it seems like the same thing is happening now, and it's for the same reason. It's for police brutality, because nothing has changed. The reason the whole world is stepping up right now is because police brutality is a thing everywhere. I know people who get beaten up here in the UK. Although we don't have guns, the police don't have guns here, they still beat people and they will use all their force to hurt people and smash their head into submission, basically. And it's always been that way. So I believe that because the pandemic didn't work, they are now trying something new. They're trying plan B, and that is start a race war, which is what they're trying to do. And the media is pushing black on white, like that's what they're trying to do. And I believe that forcing the focus on black versus white is taking the focus away from the fact that it was police versus civilian. Take the color away, we're all humans, it doesn't matter, like none of that should matter. Of course black lives matter, of course they do. Everyone should have equal rights in this world. That's been my opinion forever, I'm not just saying it because it's a popular opinion. And because the protests were peaceful and it was about police brutality, they sent in undercovers to kind of fire it up a little, especially stuff setting fire to things. It's very easy to do, and then people jump on that bandwagon and they're like, ah, cool, this is a chance to loot some free stuff. So they do that, and that's what the media then will focus on. Attention gets taken away from, it goes from cop killing an innocent man to white versus black to protesters becoming looters. They make the protesters look like criminals. Now that that's not really working and everyone's kind of being caught for it, videos like this are highlighting the fact that that's what's going on. Now they have to come up with another plan. And that's where we are right now. I don't know what's happening next. I don't know what the next plan is. All I know is keeping everyone indoors for that long didn't work. If the riots get any worse, then martial law will be imposed, meaning that the military take over, and then they can tell everyone to stay indoors for even longer. There'll be worse restrictions, basically, if martial law is imposed. And then there'll be armed men, and we don't want that. We don't want people in army outfits and guns on the streets. What we do want is the police to be defunded. According to this article, American state and local governments spent $115 billion on policing. And if you add in the cost of incarcerating the people police arrest, the total comes to about 194 billion US dollars. So you can see where most of the tax dollar goes. It goes to policing, and then those police are meant to serve and protect the people. As everyone is now waking up to the reality, that money is going to waste because they are not helping anyone. They're not helping the people, they're helping the ones in power. The ones above the police, the people that have no law, they are serving and protecting them. That's why fences go up around the White House. That's why Trump is in a bunker right now. We're seeing that the shadow government is in charge. They are the ones that the police are protecting. The police have never been here to serve and protect us. That's just their side hustle. Protecting us is just their side hustle. They just do that for approval ratings. Like, what they're actually doing is serving and protecting the elites. I hope that this video has kind of highlighted that. That's the reality. Other than my own opinion, nothing in here I said is false. I've shown you all the evidence, and I would like you to share this video far and wide because it might get deleted. You're welcome to download it and re-upload it wherever you want. But yeah, please share this video, get the word out. Let's try and wake up the sheep. I don't know what the solutions are here. Like, I was hoping to make this video and have some sort of answers for you guys, but I would suggest don't fall for the bait. They want you on the streets rioting. Maybe attend a peaceful protest, but be aware that the police will use lethal force. They will shoot rubber bullets, and they have killed people already. I didn't want to show all the awful things that's been going on. The police have been driving their vehicles into crowds of people. It's just like they're shooting rubber bullets at people's head. They're aiming for headshots. You must be careful. If you're going out there to protest, be smart. Maybe wear a helmet. Wear a gas mask even. Look at the Hong Kong protests and see what's been going on there. Take some inspiration from them because they've been doing this for a whole year now. They've been fighting their oppressive government for a whole year, and we can probably learn a lot from them. And I hope that this doesn't escalate any further. I hope that we actually do get some change. I believe we should be drug testing police, and the test should be made public. Any of the police that are caught breaking the law or using lethal force against peaceful protesters should be held accountable. I don't believe in doxing, but I believe that everyone should be keeping notes of everything that's going on. So names, badge numbers, keep notes. Yeah, just be smart, be careful out there. There's a lot that we can do by using our voices online and broadcasting and retweeting and sharing things. If you guys could, this would help me out massively, get the word out there. Please retweet my tweets about this video. So there'll be a link down below, first line in the description. There'll be a link to retweet this video and get it out. Please share it, there's a share button down there as well. Like the video too, that helps it reach more people. And let's get a discussion going in the comments. Like, that's the reason I make these things, is because I want to discuss them with people. I want some other opinions. Let's all use our brains. I know a lot of you watching my channel are truth seekers. That's how you found me. You're seeking the truth in this weird planet that we're living on. So yeah, let's talk. Get your voices heard. Speak down in the comments. Use all your socials to broadcast stuff like this. If it's not my video, use someone else's video. Post everything you can. Let's try and help each other. Be smart out there on the streets. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want some more positivity, because this video's been kind of heavy, see, go check out my second channel. I posted 7 videos this week on there, and I'm trying to keep that channel as positive as possible so that people can kind of unwind in this weird time that we're living in. Yeah, link to that is on the screen right now. It's just more V Third Eye. I'll put my latest video there so you can watch it. You can subscribe here. Here's my latest video on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Let's spread this video far and wide, get the truth out there. Watch out for undercovers, be smart, subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you guys in a few hours on my other channel, and I'll see you guys next week on this channel. Bye-bye.
As well as pretty much nothing left in there. We've got people playing pianos inside this building. The window's gone.
May God be with you all.
This is something I forgot to mention in the video. Black Lives Matter peaked on Google search results in July of 2016. That was right before the election, and it's peaking again this summer right before the election again. History's repeating itself. Be smart. Don't fall for their traps. Alright, see you guys.